Hi folks, we're going to do a little emerger tonight here. So this is Hans Klinkhammer fly. There's millions of variations of this. So we're going to do this little fly. So I'm reaching here for a size 18 Klinkhammer hook. I found the partridge ones and the DG ones are probably the best. But weirdly enough, you can tie this on a B160. It does just as good. But what I would say is that the proper Klinkhammer hooks, the body is pushed into the water film more, which is a little bit what I would consider the secret of this fly, in that as it's floating, the abdomen or the nymph side of the fly is under the water. And if you've ever had one of those Tiamco mirror baths, the abdomen being pushed under the water is visible to a trout from a much greater distance. So I'm tying in a post here, and then I'm pulling it back and putting in turns at the front, right up to it, and then at the back do the same. And this just helps promote this to come up when you start going up the post. So if you actually twist this, you'll get up onto the flat section, and then we're just going to build turns here. Now this is a small fly, so we're not going to need a big post miles long. So I've got what, 2 millimeters there. Now the body in this fly, you can do it of hundreds of different things. One of the things I got into last year was using synthetic hair. So here I'm not promoting any particular brands, but this is a brown synthetic hair, and I've lifted about 4 fibers, tie those in, and then I've got a black or very dark brown version, and I'm lifting probably half of that. So again, this is like a synthetic wing fiber, which you would use for maybe lures and saltwater flies. So let's get rid of the butts on this. Oh, bit of a hackle there. Don't cut the post. So then, flattening your thread, which is anti-clockwise, we're just going to go down the body here, well down the hook. If you need to, reposition the hook in the vise. And then, as I've went down the body there, I've added turns, so flatten again and come back up. And then we're going to also try and build up a bit of a taper, because a lot of these buzzers and olives, they're actually thicker up here at the top than you imagine. So we've done that. Go to the front, and you can then wind these up the body. So what I'm going to do, you can actually wax these. I'm just going to put a wee bit of varnish on the body, and then these hairs, as they come up the body, they'll be almost like alternate colours. You could throw in a brighter colour there just to give it a real rib effect, but I don't really like these too shouty. So on there, a couple of turns to hold it, and then off. These fibres are about 5 inches long, so if you wet them, you'll get probably another 2 flies out of that. So then we're going to come to the front of the post, and we're going to tie in a hackle. So let me just grab one, because I've been organising hackles. So this one here is it's actually a brown grizzle, but I'm actually looking to hunt out of it one of these fellas. So this one here is, it's a bit of a dun colour, and I'm looking to use the sort of tip of it up here. So again, it's like a sort of a honey colour, and I'm tying this in at the front. Well, if I could see. Because it's a saddle hackle, there's no real concave or convex side to it, so it doesn't really matter where it's up or down. In fact, I don't even think that matters at all. So we've got the hackle running up the post, and then I've got some hare's ear dubbing here. This stuff has got a little bit of flash in it. And we're just going to do a couple of turns at the back and a couple at the front, but finishing, keeping the thread close to the post. And then I'm going around the post this way round, so back to front, which means that when I want to tie this off, I can hold the hackle down, bring the thread up vertically, and then bend it down using the hackle, and then get a turn in here. That means I'm trapping the hackle onto the hook, and then I can lift everything up. Well, everything up, and turns at the front, break the hackle off, and if you wish you can put literally a couple of fibres of hare's ear at the front, slide them up, and just form a bit more of that effect at the front, more of a thorax, and then we're going to whip finish. So that fly just needs a wee bit of varnish in the eye, varnish on the head rather, not in the eye. And the post, I typically have these quite long. Most of my fishing's boat fishing, so I like to be able to see this, and if the fish are finicky and I think they're maybe refusing it because of that, I can, you can trim it on the water. And just to give you a little look, again, if I was tying these for myself, I would be doing the body and then varnishing this section and leaving it overnight or whatever to the next day that the body's dry, and then proceed. But you'll see there how that hair product gives you this nice little sort of buzzer effect. But again, this fly, it's going to represent more than a buzzer. That's going to represent an olive. It's going to represent a chronomid. So I think that's the secret with a lot of good flies. They represent more than anything. The one thing Hans told me to do, which I think we all need to do more of, is whenever he finished his fly, he had one of these things here, which is like a wee bottle with a needle on it. Mine's as hard as the road because I don't tie clinks all that often, but what he did show me was that he always, maybe not that much of a drip, but he put some varnish in at the root of the hackle, and that just sort of keeps everything a little bit more secure for a little bit longer in the water. So that's a variation. The Klinkhammer, again, there's millions of different body options, hackle options, thorax options, and post options. So the world's your oyster with these things. So hopefully that's of some help to somebody. Thanks.